One thing I can do, I guess, while we're waiting is I can talk about some of this. I don't know if I can remember the one band. I guess I could bring up this one. I came across a band called Proto Sequence. Honestly, the artwork, I would have just passed it up completely because I thought it was just going to be a progressive rock band. Yeah, their debut album, Bestiary, is due out April 5th, and I listened to one track and I'm like, yeah, this is not prog rock by any stretch of the imagination. It's prog, but it's prog and technical death metal, essentially. It was pretty damn good. So far, I haven't listened to a lot of it, but so far it's really good. I enjoyed it. The first song on it is currently on the Bandcamp page. So yeah, if you like some good prog and tech death, check it out. I actually was going to order it. Surprisingly, the jewel case version only has 50 pressed, and the digipack version has more. Usually it's the other way around. Digipack has more, has less, and the jewel case version has more. I was going to get the standard jewel case one just because, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of digipacks. But to ship to the US, the whole thing would run $25, and I don't have $25. So unfortunately, this is a band that's not going to get added into the library right now, which is sad. They're really good from what I've heard, and I'd like to include their debut album, but what are you going to do? I'd say Obscura, but I mean, there's some Obscura, but it doesn't really sound close to it. It's more intense than modern Obscura albums. The first Obscura, yeah, I could see it. But later, no, not so much. Right now I'm kind of drawing a blank here on similar bands. That's just how brain dead I am anymore. I hit up the archives out of curiosity. The similar artist is Unhuman, who I've never heard of, Canadian tech and prog metal band. So I'm assuming, given that's the friggin' only similar artist that's listed, probably one or two bands shared between them. No, not seeing any, which is surprising. Last release 2013, and it's on Bandcamp too. Digital only, I'm assuming if they had a physical release, it's completely sold out and impossible to get, or hard to find at this point. Spawn of Possession, I'd say, is a good comparison. I think. I haven't really heard Spawn of Possession in so long. I'm looking at Obscura's similar artists. Psychroptic is a... Okay, maybe like a Psychroptic and some Spawn of Possession? No. Maybe Spawn of Possession crossed with Atheist. See, that's a good way of doing it. A good way to put everything. Also, I'm looking at this list. Oh my god. Quo Vadis and Anata. Two bands I have not heard of in so friggin' long. Quo Vadis, do they have anything at all? I know there was like one release. I never got my hands on it. Day and Tonight, that was it. I never got my hands on a physical copy, but it was really friggin' good tech death. And I would love to add it to the library if I ever had the chance. But apparently they had 3, and I didn't know that. Yeah. I only had a digital copy of it. And that was because of a friend. And Anata, I got a couple of CDs from them. They're also a really good tech death band. The more recent stuff I wasn't a huge fan of. Yeah, I'll take a look at them to try and remember what ones it was. Hypnotic Records. Yeah, I probably would have to go to Discogs for that. Hypnotic Records also put out King of the Kill in 1994, really? Alright. Yeah, Conductor's Departure and Under a... Wait, was it? Oh no, I do have that. Conductor's Departure I didn't care too much for, but I've got the Infernal Depths of Hatred, Dreams of Death and Dismay, and I believe Under a Stone with No Inscription is in the collection as well. The first one, what was it? Infernal Depths of Hatred, I got it off of eBay for like a penny. I just had to pay shipping, and shipping is where they got you. That's like where you pay the full price of the CD. I had the opportunity to talk to some of the guys from Monada as well. No. Alright, I got it. Back in the days of AOL and everything. Really cool guys. Was it Infernal Depths? Yeah, that was... No, actually I don't own Infernal Depths of Hatred. Again, that's another one that I have digitally for some reason. It's Dreams of Death and Dismay by Anata. That was the one that No, it wasn't that introduced me. The one that introduced me was Under a Stone with No Inscription. That's what it was. I picked it up randomly at the local CD store around the time it dropped. And that's what caused me to be a fan, and then I sought out Dreams of Death and Dismay, and I got that off of eBay for a penny. And I think shipping was like $10, so really I paid for the almost full price of the CD at the time. And Infernal Depths of Hatred, I wound up with a digital copy of that at some point. I got a review copy for the no, not a review copy. The Conductor's Departure dropped while I was a DJ for WSFX, and the Metal Director. It didn't really do well on the station. It didn't really receive a lot of requests, and nobody really wanted to listen to it, sadly. So we kind of had to pull that a little bit. It wasn't bad, it's just, it wasn't Under a Stone with No Inscription, and we played that a lot. Shackled to Guilt is a fantastic opening track. Well, let's continue down the list here. Let's just see if there are any other bands on here that might jog my memory of random stuff I haven't heard in ages. Decapitated. Such a good band. I believe one of the youngest signed death metal bands at the time, too. It sucks about the accident and having lost two of the members. Good old Ursus. I feel like I saw one, and now I'm not seeing it again. Was it Gorod? No, Neuraxis, that was it. There was a band that I hadn't heard in ages. What was the album that I heard? Oh, they're on hold, too. Was it Thin Line Between? No, it was before that. Trilateral Progression? No. Must have been Truth Beyond. The fuck, I know I heard these guys, but the album artwork is not ringing any bells. Might have been Passage into Forlorn? Oh, it can't be. They had the Passage into Forlorn. Yeah, that was the old logo. I know them by the new logo. It must be Truth Beyond. I seem to remember the promo we had at WSFX had a really badly printed cover art to the CD. Like, somebody ripped a copy of it and left it at the station for us to play, and their inkjet printer ran out of ink, essentially, or was running out. Plus, it's Golly Records. Golly is where I got a lot of the friggin' penny records off of eBay. I don't know where in the hell everybody got them from. I don't know if I was buying them directly from the label and they were kind of screwing their bands over. I don't know. But yeah, I actually have a ton of Galley Records stuff in the library because of that. Didn't they also have... Yeah, Re-Animator. There was another random band that I came across, largely because of them. Ignorance is No Excuse is the one I have in my library. That was some damn good thrash. Okay, I can kind of see the comparison being to the band War Beast. I can kind of see that. Rigor Mortis, though, no, not so much. Can't really think of any bands off the top of my head that they sound like, because I haven't heard them now in like 10 years. Dear God, it's been that long. Yeah, it's been, because Ignorance is No Excuse is the one that dropped that I got. And that was back in 2009, so yeah, it's been about 10 friggin' years since I listened to it. I'd actually just throw them on now, but I don't want the VOD getting muted. That's my only problem. I feel like Horns Up, their second album, was on Bandcamp, and I just never picked it up. Do they have Bandcamp? Yeah, they do. Yeah, Horns Up. I think that's where I saw it, but like I said, I never picked it up. Blinded by Fate. Don't I have something of theirs? Chernobyl Survivor. I don't think I own this. I think it might have been a promo, because it's from 2012. I think there was a review done on the site, but I'll be damned if I can pull it up, because the site's gone. Where's my collection list? Let's see. Blinded. Do I have it? Blinded by Faith? Yep, Chernobyl Survivor. I do have a copy of it. Okay. Anyhow. Blood Ritual. Now that was a band from way early on in my metal career, if I remember right. Yeah, Blood Ritual. I'm trying to remember which of the two albums I have, or the special one. Okay, they only had 2 full-length albums. They haven't put anything else out since. At the Mountains of Madness, I don't know how I wound up with that one, but apparently I have it in there somewhere. Again, probably found it on eBay or something fairly cheap and just added it, because I dug the second album, Black Grimoire. And this is one of the very few kind of rare ones in my collection that are... I'm talking not like rare as in rarity, but rare as in what type of packaging. This was one of those that was a hardcover book kind of package. That was the main reason I bought it. When I went into the store, the local CD store, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It looked like a hardcover book, essentially. And even the liner notes and everything, they're printed almost like a standard comic book that's glued in, but it gives the vibe of a hardcover book. It was just something really interesting, and it was from Moribund Records, who I respect the hell out of, though I believe there was some issues recently with one band. I have to look that up, I forgot. I remember seeing something in passing on Facebook about it. where they apparently were selling stuff they didn't have permission to, but I could be wrong. I could be remembering the wrong label. But, yeah, I really dug this album, and it's sad that they only have 2. Tim Bishop, oh, he's formerly from Impiety, I didn't know that. They only have 2 under Blood Ritual, and he did have the band under Psychosis at one point, but they only did a demo. So I wonder what's going on that they only did 2. 2005 was the last one. I swore they had another one at some point, but I guess not. Yeah, some of these are spot on. Vital Remains and Incantation I can kind of see. Deicide, not so much. But Vital Remains I could definitely see. If I could find their demo, I'd like to add that to my collection. Deviating away from death metal a little bit here. What's going on with Chimera? 2013 Crown of Phantoms was the last one. I'm not gonna lie, after Resurrection I kind of fell off. Not that their stuff went bad after that, I didn't really connect with it as much as their self-titled Resurrection was good, but it wasn't as good. Impossibility of Reason was fantastic. Pass Out of Existence was alright, their debut. But yeah, it was their self-titled where they really kind of came into things. Resurrection, like I said, it was good, but could have been better. The Infection I didn't really care too much for. Yeah, that's the one with the weird bug-looking figure on the cover. Ferret Music, oh my god, is Ferret Music even still friggin' around? No, they closed up. Okay. Founded back in 1996, not sure when they ended. Well, that's simple enough to figure out on the archives. Year. 2010 was the last release from Ferret, so I'm assuming that's about the time they closed up. So, let's see here. The Age of Hell I heard was pretty good. I just didn't really get a chance to check it out. And Crown of Phantoms, I didn't really hear anything all that positive about it. I'm not the biggest fan of E1 releases, E1 Media, whatever they're called. So I was very hesitant with those 2 following Infection. I was like, maybe I won't check them out. If they're on E1, they're probably not as heavy or ballsy as they were. So yeah, it was just one of those things of, I think I'm going to step away. And they just haven't done anything since 2013, which kind of sucks. I think they called it a day at one point, and they reformed recently. Yeah. In 2011, all members except Hunter left the band. Hunter recovered the band by forming an all-new lineup around the Chimera name, which consisted of Death members. Doth Harvey said. However, this occurrence happened a second time when all members except him quit again on September 4th, 2014. At this point, he chose to end the band. In 2017, Chimera reformed with their classic lineup for a one-off Christmas show December 30th, 2017. The show took place on Cleveland, the band's hometown. They reunited again in late 2022 to play some shows to celebrate the 20th anniversary of their second album, The Impossibility of Reason, in 2023. Since then, the band has been semi-active. So that would explain why some of this stuff just... I don't know. Reformed in 2014, Crown of Phantoms was 2013. I'm going to do this more often. I'm having a lot of fun just going checking out all these random old bands that I haven't heard in ages. Just looking at my collection list, going through recommended bands, looking to see if I recognize anything. Davidian. I wonder if they're still on here. And next time I do this, I'm actually going to bring up the webpage. So this way you guys aren't staring at the screen. Okay, so there was a band in the Harrisburg area of Pennsylvania. Pretty far away from me, but I am a PA native, and I saw that, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to support these guys. They were a metalcore act. I got both of their demos in my collection, well, EP and a demo. I got them both in my collection, and it was good stuff, I dug it. Sad to hear nothing new. Still listed as active, but not really seeing anything else. One of the members, I believe, is actually relatively local. Or at least was, I should say, not currently, was. Ethereal Collapse. I could be wrong. No, that's... Never mind, I'm thinking the wrong thing. Wrong band. Ethereal Collapse was a local... At the time, local melodic death metal band, I believe. Wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't care too much for the group. Not that they were bad, it's just... I didn't really like it all that much. Talented musicians. So definitely am not taking anything away from them in that regard. Just wasn't my cup of melodic death.